Hello,
Awesome.
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another amazing episode of Conversation with Freedom. Today I'm joined by a very special guest, Ray. Welcome to my podcast, and I'm so super excited to do this with you.
Hi, thank you for having me on.
Okay, for someone who don't know who Ray is, please tell us more about yourself and what you do.
So I am one of the newer content creators that has come onto the scene within the last few years.
Yeah.
I would call myself an independent content creator, so I self-produce a lot of my own porn and house it on my own website, which went live on February of this year.
Okay.
And I shoot a variety of stuff. I try to do something that's different. Sometimes I'm like, we could do it the easy way, but I'd rather do it the hard way. So I put a lot of time and effort and, care into the porn that I produce because I want to be proud of what I'm showing
Okay.
people. So that's me mostly. I came out of the scene about 2 years ago. My career has definitely progressed since then. I've learned a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to the next. I don't know how long I'm going to be doing this, but the next couple years, just getting bigger and learning a lot more. So,
Yes.
yeah.
How did you get into the industry?
So, we were talking about this right before this, but I
Yes.
actually never thought I would do porn or adult film. I am a very sexual person. I enjoy sex a lot. And before doing all of this, I would do recreational gangbangs for fun, and I would take, you know, um, footage of that. I would have videos and photos of all of those events. And I started putting that content out there for people to view on different sites, and people loved it. They were eating it up. They were like, that's so awesome to see you doing that. It's
Okay.
empowering.
Okay.
It
How
was
how old were you when you started doing bang games?
um 23.
Oh, okay. Okay. You can
Yeah.
continue.
It kind of just lucked into it, but that's a whole other story.
Uh,
But yeah, so I just started putting the content out there and people loved it, and like a lot of people was like, this is empowering, and it was even helping other women, take back their sexuality and show them that it's okay to have sex with as many people as you want. Which is one of the reasons why I do what I do now, is to show other women it's okay to be slutty, and it's okay to take that word back in an empowering way, and here's how to do it safely, and people are going to hate whatever you do or not do, so you might as well be happy. And so if I can be a role model for those women, I would love to do that. But yeah, so I started putting the content out there and people loved it, and I was like, maybe I should start doing this like openly. And at the time I actually lived in New Zealand.
no.
I lived there for a year. I did my first two scenes over there in New Zealand before coming back to the States.
Okay.
And it was really fun. I enjoyed it. And I have just, been shooting ever since. And my method for shooting has changed drastically over the years. And I definitely focus more on what the end all product looks like versus at the beginning, it was more just about the enjoyment of it all. So
Okay.
things have definitely progressed. I'd say my mindset when I go into a scene is more like the director. I am like the star in the scene, but I also direct the entire scene. So
Mm.
that's where my mentality is the entire time, is what does the scene look like? Is the concept being that we're trying to get in the scene, is that actually being accomplished?
Yeah.
So,
Okay. I'm gonna ask you to take me back when
yeah.
your friends and maybe relatives find out that you're doing what you're doing. How did they take it?
My friend.
Yes, friends and relatives when they found out that you are in the industry and
Um, well, my family does not know what I do yet. I could tell them, but I was raised very rigid, very strict.
Yeah.
And it's something that I feel like would cause pain for them. So if they were to find out, that would be a different story, but I don't want to cause more pain
Mm.
or something, you know. But if they found out, I would be very honest and be like, yeah, this is what I do. But I luckily have an amazing husband who
Okay.
supports me, and he actually shoots all my content for me.
Oh.
So I at least have that in my corner who helps me with all of this stuff on a daily basis. So yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
You, how many years have you been in the industry?
How long have I been in?
Yes, in the industry.
About I'd say December of this year will be 3 years since I did my first scene, porn scene.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
What were you doing before that? You were
So
sharing the story of
I
air, so I want you to share with my audience.
okay. I
Yeah.
actually was a medic in the army for 6 years. So I got out as a sergeant in 2018.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. Okay. You've
Yeah.
been you said that you've been in the industry for like 3 years. How's the journey been
Mhm.
like? And yeah, how's the journey been like?
How is the industry?
You've been in the industry for 3 years now.
Mhm.
How's the journey been like? Like in the industry, like do you get it?
Um, yeah, I like it. It's a lot of work. This is what I would say about if not like a Yelp review of the industry, but it is constant work every day. So it's not like glamorous. It's not like, oh, you just get to have sex on camera. Like that's a very small part of what you actually do on any given day.
Mm,
Most of for what I do on any given day is administrative tasks, curating my collection, making sure all of that set up, organizing my posts on all of my sites,
mm.
setting up more shoots, coordinating with other talents, getting props and writing scripts for future scenes. Like there's just a lot on
Oh,
any given day that
I'm
you're
so, I'm so,
doing.
I'm sorry to cut you. Do you have scripts for scenes?
Do I have what?
Scripts for scenes? Like, let's say you're going to shoot a scene. Do you have a script for it?
I do sometimes, yes.
How's the script like? Because
Uh, they look just like a normal script. They just stay dirtier stuffing than a normal script. Yeah. I thought about like bringing them to convention and like selling them. Um,
Hmm.
like getting all the performers to sign the script and then selling them because that would be kind of cool, I think. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Any advice for someone who wanna get into the industry?
So for one, it's a lot of work. And you have to be resilient because you constantly get told no. You get told no more than you get told yes, just because it's so competitive and it's so saturated. And unless you have like a really big like person in the industry in your corner, you're gonna be grinding every day. I would equate it to like the um musician world where there are a lot of little musicians and
Yeah.
they keep grinding every day trying to make it. And then some of them make it and some of them never do, and you never know
Mm,
who they
mm,
are.
yeah.
I would say it's like that. So my biggest advice would be you need to focus on what's important to you. What are your goals? What do you want to accomplish? And then go after that and not care about what else is happening with the industry, who's winning awards, who's the best. Focus on your own goals, and that
Mm,
will help you definitely. And then my second thing I would recommend is find what is unique about you. So everyone has
mm.
something unique or some kind of niche that they really enjoy, and that is what you should focus on, and that's what your fans should know you for. So
What's
yeah.
so unique about you?
Um, well, I am known as the Queen of Gangbangs.
Yeah.
very much enjoy a good gangbang and have the ability. Some people have called me the Energizer Bunny. I have the ability to go for a really, really long time.
Wow.
And I just have an enthusiasm the entire time I'm doing it. I bring a lot of energy to scenes and sets that I go onto. So, yeah.
Who's the best performer that you've worked with?
That's super hard. Yeah, I don't know if I have a best performance.
Yeah.
Each scene I try to bring a lot of energy and
Mm,
character to. I've done some scenes where I hired talent recently, so those are probably the ones I'm most proud of.
mm.
And I'm just about to do 4 Alice in Wonderland theme shoots this coming weekend, which is going to be really awesome. I have gotten lots of props and backdrops and decorations and costumes.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to be starting one of the scenes in a way I've never seen a porn start. So,
How? Do you mind giving a scoop?
no, I can't. Not yet. I want to give away my secrets. But yeah,
Okay.
lots of really fun stuff coming. Like I said, I am more concerned about how my porn looks and what I'm producing versus what's popular, what is selling, all of this, like
Mm.
making money. Yes, that's the end goal at the end of the day. I am a businesswoman. This is what I do for a living.
Sure.
But I also want to be proud of what I'm producing and giving to fans. And it's like I get to create art and I want to
Mm.
be excited about the art I'm creating. And right now, all the scenes I have planned, I'm really excited about doing them. So, yeah.
Do, do your fans recognize you in public, and what do they do when they see you?
Um,
What's the craziest thing that they ever done or said?
well, I don't get recognized all that much just because I'm pretty little, like not that well known.
Um,
I live in Ohio, so I feel like if people did recognize me, it's a pretty conservative place. They don't really
oh,
come up to
okay.
you. But I mean, I've had a few people be like, "Hey, is that you?" And like, they're like, "Yeah." And I'm just like really sweet and nice, and so I would really talk to anybody as long as they're like respectful to me.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
I actually really like interacting with fans. I like getting to know them and talking to them because you're nothing without your fans.
mm.
You definitely should show them some love. So
Sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Who would you like to work with next? I don't know people in the industry. I just want you to mention their names.
Yeah, really anything. Let's see. We've talked about Exxxotica. So I got a logo made. So I actually have an editor who is from South Africa. He's amazing.
Wow.
Um, he edits all of my stuff.
Yeah.
And he designed this logo that you're seeing here. This is kind of the full version is an entire circle. This is just like a unique take on it. Um, so he designed that logo for me as well as my intro sequence for all
Sure.
my videos. But
Mm.
now I have my own merchandise shop
Yeah.
um, that you can go purchase all of my logo gear. And I'll be adding more logo gear there as well. Yeah, so that's like the biggest thing that's happening right now with me. Besides Exxxotica in New Jersey that's coming up this weekend.
Yeah.
It is the biggest, well, besides AVN, the biggest convention that's going to happen for the adult
Mm.
industry. And so we're all getting together, and I can't wait to see all my friends and hang out and network and meet fans. And then I get to shoot 4 really awesome Alice in Wonderland themed shoots. So,
Wow. You're so amazing, and I love the fact that you're very authentic about your story and you tell it like it is. Oh,
yeah.
what are some of the challenges that you've encountered?
Well, I'd say one of the biggest challenges for me is sometimes I feel like I constantly work, I'm constantly grinding and I don't get anywhere. But then I'm like, the only way to get somewhere is to keep working every day. But there
Mm.
are times where it becomes frustrating and tiring, and you're like, I put all this money and effort and all this stuff into what I'm making, and sometimes I'm like, is anyone listening? Is anyone watching it?
Oh,
There's some self-doubt sometimes, but I feel like that happens with any business. Like when you're
yes,
building your own brand
yeah,
and being like, a little fish in a big pond, because I'm not a Brazzers, I'm not a Reality Kings, I'm not any of those big sites. And so I would like to eventually be big enough, um, but right now it's kind of the constant fight of, should I keep working at the level I'm working? Is the payoff what I'm getting, enough?
mm,
But for me, that's why I said, like, your goals need to be your own goals and not focus on what else is happening in the
yeah,
industry. At
yeah,
the end of
yeah.
the day, like, if I'm proud of what I'm doing and I have already succeeded with the goals I want for the year, then who's to say I didn't succeed?
No
So,
one. Yes.
yeah, yeah.
What's like that one common myth about adult actress that you want to debunk?
That we have sex the same way that we do on camera. So you will see us do lots of sexual acts on camera. So like, let's say you do an intense deep throating scene where there's a lot of spit and a lot of
Yeah,
like gagging. A lot of guys think that that's how you do it every single time or every day. That is
yeah.
not, maybe for some performers, I can't speak for them.
Sure.
But you're being paid to do a certain act in a scene. That does not mean that the average guy can come up and be like, I'm gonna do that to you.
Mm.
So a lot of misconceptions in that realm. A lot of guys see performers as performers and what they're doing on camera instead of people.
Mm.
And we're people first. So
Oh.
um, that's how people, guys, especially guys. I've never had really an issue with a woman like harassing or saying things they shouldn't. It's normally from men. They need to learn to treat adult performers like people, and we will be a
Mm.
lot more receptive to talking to you, interacting with you,
Mm.
instead of treating us like the way you see us on camera. So,
Oh, that's
yep,
so powerful. That's so powerful because we people only see what they see and they
yep,
somehow assume that this is maybe this is just
yeah.
it, and that's not always the case. Thank you for making clarity on that. Is there any other misconception that you would like to debunk?
I think that's the main one. Right now, I can't think of any others. Besides, anyone think like I've had a lot of guys ask how they can be in the industry, how can they, do porn? And I'm like, for one, you have to come with the attitude that it's work, that you are producing something. And I'm like, this is how I need to outline it for you. If you're going to be a successful male porn star, which in my opinion is harder than being a female porn star, because for one, you have to keep an erection for hours. Then you can only come when they say you're supposed to come. There are lots
What?
of guys walking around with
What?
other erections, and there are lights everywhere. There's the director telling you to do things. It's hot in the room because you have to turn the AC off. Like there are so many things going on that would affect an erection or coming, that it is so difficult to be a successful male porn star, and they on average get paid less than women, and
Why?
they do. And so if you can keep an erection, come when you're supposed to, and you can act, um, you would have it made. But it's very rare. Like it's even more rare to see a successful male porn star than a female porn star. So a lot of guys like will ask me how can they get in the industry, and I'm like, unless you have a lot of work, you can put in a lot of work and you can do like the test is, can you go from flaccid to cum shot in 3 minutes with lights around and other people walking around that are naked? And like if you can't do that, with all of that stress and all, it's not for you. Like it's not glamorous. It's not like you're having sex for fun on camera. It's work. And a lot of people don't see it that way. So yeah.
Why do why do why do female actors get more paid than male?
Why do women get paid more?
Yes.
Just because like they're doing more acts, and they're the star of the scene. So
Oh,
like, let's say if they were doing a gay scene, then the whoever's the star of the scene would be being paid the most. So normally the
oh,
woman is the star of the scene. So that's why she gets paid more and she does more things. Let's say it's a threesome scene, she's doing potentially anal. She get paid extra for all of those
oh,
things
oh,
versus the men aren't the stars of the scene. But
oh.
they definitely do a lot of work. So I feel like potentially it should be more equal, but that's not for me to say. So yeah.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that much difference. Like the discrepancy isn't too different, but um, there definitely is a difference between male and female pay. So
So before you go on the scene, do you know who you're working with, right?
yes. So I am very I wouldn't say picky about who I shoot with, but I do the research on them. So let's say a production company reaches out to me.
So,
I will look at their work. I'll see what kind of work they're doing. Are they, using good camera equipment? What's their lighting like? Do they have like props? Are they putting effort into their content?
wow.
I'll ask for references. I'll be like, who else have you shot with? Can I talk to them? Can I ask what it was like working with you? Because there is a lot of, I wouldn't say a lot of it, but there can be, I would call them guys with cameras in the industry who are just wanting to get around the legal realm of
Oh,
where they
okay.
just hold the camera and they're not actually producing. They're not an actual production company. And so that's a guy that that's not what I'm wanting to do or work with. And so I am wanting to weed out those individuals. That way I am shooting with actual production companies. So yeah. Because you never
Okay.
know. You want to be safe. Like you also want to know like what was the experience like with that guy? Like was he nice on set? Was he respectful? Like all of these things that are super important for, a woman who's gonna go
Mm.
know. You have to be safe. So
Oh, okay. I'm learning a lot and I'm trying to digest everything.
yeah, I get
So
it.
please be patient with me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Uh, what's the wildest thing that you've ever done in front of camera?
Well, earlier, I'd say at the end of July this year, I did my first bi trans scene. So I hired a bi performer, I hired a trans performer, and I had them both fuck me on a pool table. Yeah. And we ended the scene with them DPing me and then both coming. Yeah, it's gonna be a really good scene. Like it's gonna blow some people's minds when they see it because it is something I have not done in my collection.
Yeah.
And is gonna be good. So that's probably the coolest thing I've done on camera. Like the hardest thing, something I thought I'd never do. And I own the content. No one else owns it. It's exclusively mine. So yes.
Ownership is also very important, right?
Yes. So yeah. How long have you been doing this podcast?
Started early last year
Nice.
with
What
the,
made you start?
yes, I was about to tell you that. I wanted to, I wanted people to share their stories and life experiences. And I want people from all walks of life. That's why I was people from all corners of the world. That's why I wanted you to come and share your story because your story matter. That's what my podcast is all about. It's all about getting to know people and the work that they're doing, and they must share their authentic stories. So that's what my podcast is all about.
That's awesome. I really like that a lot. So I'm glad I could be on. I appreciate you reaching out to me, and I'm glad you got to interview Rebel as well. She's awesome. So
Very
yeah,
incredible. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
I'm seeing
yeah.
her this weekend. She's part of one of my scenes. So
Yeah. So, do you have like industry friends?
I do. I have several. I would say actually the people I've met doing porn are salt of the earth people. They are amazing. They would do stuff for you if you needed it. They would help you out. And they're very open-minded compared to like the normal everyday person. Just because of what we do, a lot of people, it doesn't shock them or phase them.
Mm,
Like, oh
mm.
yeah, I just did a gangbang, and they just be like, oh yeah, that's cool. Like, versus most people would be like, what did you just do? Like, explain to me. And then, it's just refreshing to be around people who are open-minded, and definitely understand what you're going through. So yeah.
Mm. Okay, hold it right there. Hold it right there. Ray, if you're not working, what's a typical day like for you? What do you do?
On any given day, I get up and I check my social media, because social media is everything for adult film or
Yeah,
any brand that you're trying to build.
sure.
I check in with my assistant. I have an assistant who posts all my stuff on social media for me, which is very helpful and
Mm,
needed. I would not survive on a daily basis without all the people I have in my corner. I have my editor, I have my assistant, and then I have my husband who helps with keeping me sane. Um,
sure.
Literally, this line of work is like 14 jobs in one. And
Mm,
you do not have enough time in the day to do it yourself. And so, one of the things I would definitely recommend for people is to have people in your corner, have someone who's willing to help you, to help share the load of what you're trying to do, because it is literally too much for one person to do. And you definitely need support. So,
mm,
that's what I do at the very beginning. I check in with my assistant and make sure they know what needs to be posted today and what needs to be promoted, and just check in with them. And then I start my day making sure that all the content that I need up on my different sites is up and live and that looks good, and then start curating the rest of my content, making sure it's where it needs to be and that all the documentation is consent with that.
mm,
And then if I have some shoots coming up, like this weekend, I will make sure I have the props for those, the wardrobe, the script
mm,
written. Do I have the set yet? Like, just like start planning that, as well as planning lots of other shoots. I plan very long range. So like right now, my planner is planned out until the end, like mid-January, already.
Ooh.
So Um, I am a very long range planner. I think I got that in the military.
Yes.
But that's the only way, like I've gotten into more hiring talent when I go to certain places like Vegas or LA.
Mhm.
And I've been hiring some mid-tier or higher tier talent, which is awesome. And the only way to get them when you want is to book them months in advance. So um,
Oh.
yeah. So yeah, I have a lot planned for January. So if people don't know, AVN is coming back in person for the first time since COVID.
Mm.
So hopefully it will be really fun. That will be in Vegas in early January, the 4th through the 7th.
Yeah.
I will be attending that. I have not been to an AVN in person because I started doing this during COVID.
Oh,
I
okay.
fully started doing it early 2020, so I don't even count that year. Like that year is just out. Because not a
Yeah.
lot was going on with the industry during that time. So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to being there and signing and seeing what it is like to be at an AVN and also attend the award show. It's kind of
Yeah.
like um the Oscars or the Grammys for adult film. Like you dress in super nice dresses and heels and you feel like and they play like the people's videos when for awards and stuff. It looks just like the Oscars or the Grammys, but it's for porn. It's very fun. And we all get to be together and celebrate all of, the work that's been done for the year. So that's happening in Vegas in early January. And then I'm
Yeah.
staying around for a little while and shooting with some people. Um, I won't say any names yet because I don't want to give it away, but
Sure, not a
a
problem.
lot of really cool people I'm shooting with. And then I'll go straight to LA, which is where I will be shooting again with some really awesome head top tier talent. And X3, which this will be the second year the convention that they've had there. Um, I'll attend that and then the XBiz Awards, which is just like AVN Awards. It's like the Grammys and
Oh.
the Oscars. So I get to wear a nice dress and feels like 2 times in 2 weeks. I'm really excited. And it'll be a really good time. So if you're in those areas and you want to, meet a lot of adult film stars, both of those opportunities would be good. So yeah.
Who are some of the stars that you want to work with in the future? If
I would love to work with Anna Fox. Like,
okay.
I think she's awesome and she's so pretty. Um, Definitely Kenzie Ann. She's very pretty and she is such a good actress. Um, but I am getting to work with a few of the stars that I've been wanting to work with on that trip. So I'm very much
Mm,
excited.
okay. Okay.
And then I'd say my ultimate male talents would be to do a threesome scene with Owen Gray and Small Hands.
I don't
That would be
get it.
perfect. If I could make that happen, I would probably die happy. So
Why those two?
because they both perform really well and both have huge cocks. So yeah. But maybe one of these days I can hire them. We'll see.
You will, definitely you will. Oh,
So yeah, that's all I got. Those are like, well, my future plans. So New Jersey Exxxotica is this weekend. It's
yeah.
October 21st through the 23rd. If you're in the New York City area or like the Jersey area, it's a great place to come see a lot of stars. There are also lots of other things to do at Exxxotica, like seminars. You can learn more about BDSM and polyamory and just like lots of sex things, which is great. Being educated is everything.
Yes.
And then they have a dungeon area where you can learn about bondage. You can get a new flogger. There are just lots of fun booths all over Exxxotica. It's not just a porn convention. There's a lot of other sex
Mm.
things involved, which a lot of people don't Understand. They also think that Exxxotica is just a big sex party. Um, I'm sure there is a lot of that happening at the after parties, but during the convention hours, we are not all just having one big orgy in this warehouse. We're actually at our booths, like meeting fans and signing photos and like stuff. So, um, if you're wanting like a big warehouse orgy, I'm sorry, that is not Exotica. Um, that sounds fun though. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's happening this weekend, and then I will also be doing the DC Exotica, which is the first weekend of December. If you're in that area as well, it's a smaller one. So if you've been thinking about going to Exotica, but you're like don't want to go to one of the crazy ones, DC is a good one to start with, just because it's more local. That's December 1st through the 3rd, and yeah, besides that, AVN in January and X3 mid-January. So that's all I got. Yeah.
I have to ask you this. What's your favorite position?
Doggy.
Why?
Yeah. Because I don't know, it's just aggressive and like you can really give it to the person. I think that's why I like it. So but they're all good for different reasons. You know, variety is the spice of life. So I think trying something new or like, because like really you do like the same three all the time, which is kind of boring. You know, switching it up is fun.
Which are the same three?
Like missionary, doggy, and like cowgirl or like
Oh,
reverse cowgirl are like
oh.
positions. But I like to switch it up. And like when I do my content, I actually study, I wouldn't say study porn, but I research like the type of porn I'm going to be shooting, and I pick interesting positions. So I'll actually like look up gifs of lesbian porn, and I'll be like, oh, she's eating pussy in a unique way. We're doing that. Like it's not just like, oh, whatever happens, happens. Like that, everything in my videos is strategically planned unless like
Oh.
I just decide to got like just let whatever happens happens. But normally I'm not like that.
Mm.
Normally I have like 5 or 6 positions planned out of what we're gonna be doing. So yeah.
What's the craziest position that you've ever done?
Well, I did double anal once. So you did talk to Rebel. That's her bread and butter right there. Triple anal actually. But I really like doing DP and airtight, which are extremely hard to do successfully, but I really like it when I can pull those off.
Mm.
And then doing DP in a hard way like side DP or standing DP is probably my greatest accomplishment I've gotten on camera. So yeah.
What's that one thing or two that people don't know about you?
Well, I'm very artsy. So on my free time, I decorate my house. So right now my house looks like fall threw up in it. I like am like slutty Martha Stewart. Um, I like cooking. I like decorating. I like to paint. I haven't had a lot of time to paint on canvas, but when I have time, I paint on canvases. And then a lot of people don't know that I was in the military. So I did my 6 years as an Army medic. I enjoyed
Mm.
my time. And another thing is I'm a big pet mom. I have 5 pets. So I have a golden retriever who is so sweet, and then my 4 cuddly cats. And
Mm.
I wouldn't have my life any other way. I like having critters around that I can love and cherish. So yeah.
Oh. I,
Yeah, I
yeah.
person has a lot like going on. Like a lot of, like I said, a lot of people see us just for what we do on camera,
Mm,
and
mm,
that's
mm,
a very small part of who an adult film star is. Like there's so much more to us.
mm,
We're normal people. We have hobbies. We have free time. We, you know, have families and friends and all this stuff that every other person has. But some people don't see us that way. It's kind of sad. But yeah, it's the nature of the industry. It's the nature of, it being sex that you're seeing on camera. But if you respect the performer will respect you back. So yeah.
I actually don't know what to ask anymore. Like you've shared so much, and I truly appreciate you being open about your story. And yes.
Oh yeah, thank you for having me on. I can drop where people can
Yes, yes,
see.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah. So I post daily on Instagram. Ray of Sunshine _529 is my Instagram.
Okay.
And then Twitter is the best place to find all of my dirty content. I post promos there every day, as well as what else is going on. And that is Ray_XXX. And then the best place to find all of my dirty content, which I drop a new video every week, is my own personal website, RayRayXXX.com. So, which
say that again.
will be on because I have an interview section. So it will be on my website eventually too.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, say your website again so people can go in.
Okay. It's RayRayXXX.com.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Do you enjoy doing dirty talks?
I do, except for I'm kind of shy and awkward. So sometimes I get inside my head and I'm like, that sounded stupid. Like, I don't know if I should have said that. I'm kind of like second guessing myself. I have like this little voice in my head being like, no, that was dumb. Don't say that. Or like, I'll be like, yeah, it's good. He's liking it. Like, but I start to get in my head and I'm like, oh my gosh, I sound not good. Like, this is, oh God. But then you just have to start flowing and just start letting things come out. And it's all about confidence and just letting, like, whatever you're going to say, you're going to say. And, the more you do dirty talk, the better you get. So,
Oh, what's
yeah.
some of your favorite phrases that you like to say?
My favorite stuff, like porn wise.
Yes, yes. Your daily talks. What are some of your favorite things that you like to say?
I don't know. It's all over. It depends on the person, and what kind of scene I'm doing. So,
Oh.
and what like the context is. So, yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you to do some for me.
I do it right now. No, too shy.
It's okay. It's okay. In closing, what words do you want to leave us with?
I would say that you just need to focus on yourself and know that you may not look like you're getting anywhere. You may not, you might be working really hard and feel like nothing's working. But just keep working at it. And also, like I said, focus on your own goals. As long as you are accomplishing the goals that you want for yourself, then it doesn't matter what everyone else is doing. And don't subject yourself to all the pressures of the industry. There are a lot of pressures, especially when it comes to looking a certain way. And I know that there are a lot of performers who get enhanced, and that's okay. And if that's what you need to do to be happy with yourself, that's fine. But you don't need to feel like you need to do that to succeed in this industry. You can be natural, you can be real. And maybe the thing you don't like about yourself is the thing that your fans like the most.
True.
So
Yeah.
I feel like there is a lot of pressure to look a certain way in this industry to get ahead. And I wish that would go away. I wish being real and genuine and all of that would, branch out from all of the plastic surgery that people potentially get to look a certain way. But it
Mm.
is what it is, and it's a competitive industry. But hold on to yourself, and if you need plastic surgery to feel confident about yourself, that's one thing. But feeling like you need it to get ahead in the industry is another thing. So, yeah, just be confident in yourself and enjoy the work that you're doing, and keep at it because I know it's a lot of work, and
Mm.
so but you'll get there. So,
Mm.
yeah.
Where would you like to see yourself in the next 10 years?
Oh, that's a hard. Um, I don't know. I right now I'm just moving forward and progressing with my career. I don't know if I would do this for the next 10 years because I'll be kind of old. Uh, um, I might eventually switch to being just a director full time or a producer or something like that. But I would like to, within the next few years, keep building my brand up, making it bigger, showing that you don't have to have an agency, you don't have to have all these big people behind you to be successful. You can be one of these smaller people. And if you work hard and you're proud of what you're doing, you can make it and you can make a name for yourself in this industry that is really competitive and hard. So I'd say for me, that's my goal right now is in the next few years is just to keep building my brand and building myself up and becoming more known and being known because I did it, because I didn't have a big company. I didn't have an agency. I didn't have someone behind
Mm.
me. I had me and I had the people in my corner, but it was me doing the work. And if I become really big, it's because I did it myself, which means that much more. So, yeah.
You're very smart.
Thanks.
You're very smart. Like, I really like how you. Man, you're so amazing. And ah,
Aw, thanks.
wow, wow. That's why I wanted you to come on the on my podcast. I wanted
Yeah,
people to get to know you, so they don't only watch the videos only, and also to know the person who's yeah.
yeah. I appreciate you having me on. I love doing interviews, and like I said, it will be on my website. I have a tab, so yeah. Definitely send me the link when it's done. So, and
Okay,
I'll promote it. I'll promote it on all my social media and everything. So, yeah,
I appreciate that.
you're welcome.
Yes. What's your favorite music? What's on your playlist?
Well, I really like musicals a lot. That's probably my favorite thing. I can sing to like a film score or musical like all day.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that's my go-to for sure. Um, and I actually like seeing a lot of musicals like on the stage. So this year I've been lucky enough to see a good amount of them, which is cool. So yeah.
I'm sure that along the way you've encountered rejection and criticism. How
Mhm.
do you deal with those?
Well, being rejected is never fun.
Mm, mm,
It doesn't feel great when you're putting yourself out there and investing a lot and being like, this is me. But the only thing I can hold on to is that I can control myself. I can control
mm,
the content I'm producing, control my brand, and I can keep building it and making it big enough that eventually, one of these production companies will see me and be like, she's doing good work. She's a good performer. We want her to be in one of our
mm.
scenes. And that's the only thing I know to do. Like I can keep reaching out and keep trying to get shoots and, connect with certain production companies. But until, they decide they want me on their set, it won't happen. But I can only control myself at that point. And I mean, there are two options. You can continue working and making yourself better, or you can give up. And
Mm.
the end of the day, like I've already invested so much into this brand that I would rather, if I'm very frustrated or upset, I'd rather step away from the game for maybe a day or two, clear my head and come back to it. Because
Mm.
it's okay to rest. It's okay to take a few days off. It's okay to clear your head or take vacation. But quitting is not the answer when it comes to that. Um, and then when it comes to criticism, so nobody's body is perfect.
Mm.
We all have imperfections, things that we don't like about ourselves. And some people nitpick that of it, whatever performer, it doesn't matter who, people are going to criticize you and make fun of whatever they can because there are some, people who are just not nice people out there.
Mm. Mm.
Um, so you just need to take that with a grain of salt and be like, my body isn't perfect. Nobody is. And, just keep going on with yourself. So, and I mean, they're just a troll, they're just being mean because they can be. So,
Mm. That's so
yeah.
powerful. Thank you so much for your time. I truly, truly, truly enjoyed talking to you. And I would like for us to continue this conversation in the near future. You're so amazing and all the best in everything that you're doing. I'm truly, truly inspired by your words and also for you to be very open. I appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Thank you so much for having me on. I appreciate it. And yeah, we can definitely talk again in the future. I'd like that. So.
Yes, yes, this is the question which I ask all my guests on the podcast. When it is all said and done, Ray, how would you like to be remembered?
Wow. I would like to be remembered by the woman who made it in the industry without any backing. So without an agency, without a big production company behind me. Being known for the content that I produce and that it's unique and different. And that's what I'd like to be known for.
Hmm.
So yeah. But that's a hard question. Like
This is the question which I ask. That's the question that I ask everyone who come on the podcast. Because
yeah, I like it.
yes.
We're getting deep today. Getting deep. Oh my.
Oh. Thank you again for your time. Anything else that you want maybe to share that I didn't ask?
No, I think we covered it all. Yeah. I thank you. Yeah, I loved coming on. Thanks for having me. So, yeah.
You're welcome.